Hello everyone, welcome into another Alpha Aries video here. In this video today I wanted to showcase some tips and tricks for surviving a match and still how to contribute to a match when you have little or basically no health remaining. In this video we're using the tier 8 Japanese Cruiser Mogami. I am using the 155 version of the Mogami. I prefer it to the 203s. But in this video you'll see kind of how you can still be effective and actually win the game when you're pretty much one shot from death. So as we jump into it here, you'll see that my teammate, my destroyer, the T-61 there, has pretty much bailed on this side of the map, leaving this entire side kind of exposed. We have no spotting. I am actually out front, you know, which is not good in Mogami, and it was really kind of a setback for our destroyer to do this. So what I decided to do then is to just use my good torpedoes to kind of area deny the channel, just in case they've got ships that are going to push. We do throw some torps out there just in case, and then decide to get a volley or two off on these battleships. Now as I'm rotating back and, you know, turning and wiggling, making myself a hard target, we're going to get kind of surprised here. The enemy destroyer has actually already made it all the way up that side flank and is right there on us. So obviously I immediately switch my attention to get this guy out of here. I get torps ahead and then bang. We run smack dab into our friendly Colorado, who has kind of cut us off here. So I've come to a dead stop. So, you know, I throw torps into the smoke just in case, trying to back up, trying to disengage. As you can see by my facial reaction here, this is absurd. But that's not the problem. The problem is this. Because we ran into the Colorado, we are now going to take 3 torpedoes right to the cheek here. Luckily, I survived. Instantly, you know, use our damage control, stop the flood. I'm alive, but I'm really hurting. So I go ahead and throw hydro just in case maybe we can catch this destroyer, or if he's got a buddy, I'm not sure. But at this point I decide, okay, my goal now is to kill that destroyer and then, you know, more than likely die, but at least I can try and take him with me. So I move to go ahead and you know, push him, maybe flush him out, maybe, you know, get some help from my team. Basically I don't expect to live much longer, so I want to do as much as I can before I die. So I start, you know, rotating to this flank. We do get spotted here for a brief second by the destroyer, and we get some lucky bounces to go our way here. The destroyer that's hitting us, you know, we don't get any fires, we don't take any damage there, and we go back to being undetected. So, you know, kind of just assessing the situation here. I'm going to use my teammate's smokescreen over there to get a volley downrange, just, you know, basically trying to do as much damage as I can before we die, because, you know, I've got hardly any health left in the Mogami. And then, you know, to make matters worse, there's an enemy battleship over here as well. So it's like, all right, let's do what we can and, you know, go down swinging. So here comes the destroyer. I'll go ahead and start shooting him with guns. I throw torps in this channel as well. These are mostly for the battleship, not so much the destroyer. You know, if he turns in and takes a torp, great, but those are more for that battleship back there. So, you know, we start taking hits. Luckily, I'm able to put out the fires, and the North Carolina misses, and then the German destroyer here is getting a lot of ricochets and shatters for no damage, which actually pretty much saves our life, because I'm winning these trades. You know, I'm hitting him for huge chunks and he's basically doing 0 damage. So, you know, he pushes around the corner here. I'm able to actually kill him, but I do employ a neat trick. Throw on the brakes right here, which will throw off his aim and cause him to miss. So, you know, right as he misses right here, I then full speed ahead. So I've made the destroyer miss, and now by throttling my speed, I also make the North Carolina miss right there and kill the destroyer. So in my mind, mission accomplished. Now during all this, I don't know if you noticed, the North Carolina also took a torpedo. So that plan actually kind of worked as well. And he's flooding. He's not repairing the flood. So you'll see the damage numbers keep ticking. So really, this is best case scenario so far. I've killed the destroyer. I'm still alive, and I've taken about half the North Carolina's health at this point. So you know, I've pretty much done everything I thought I was going to be able to do here. But I go ahead and continue to get some volleys in on the North Carolina before he disappears into that channel. And then we will go ahead and turn around and see if we can't position ourselves to maybe do just a little bit more before we die. And after we fast forward and get turned around here, I see that their team is actually pushing up that channel a little bit. So again, I go ahead and throw some torps that way just to kind of area deny in case they do manage to push through. But you'll see one of them die there. And then as we start getting some spotting, we start taking some shots. Now the thing to keep in mind here is I'm using these islands and the terrain to help keep me undetected while firing, or if I do get spotted, it's only for a second or two, which makes it really hard for the enemy team to return fire, which is paramount right now considering we only have, you know, a sliver of health remaining. So as we continue to get some shots downrange here, the North Carolina that we were shooting at earlier presents itself as the best target. When you're low on health like this, you need to pick your shots carefully. So shooting at a cruiser, you know, driving away at max range is not ideal, but a, you know, parked battleship broadside is a much better target. And his guns are actually not even looking my direction. So we go ahead and open fire up on him and actually do a significant amount of damage to him with these volleys here. He does go ahead and select us as his target, as you can tell by the priority target skill there for a second. But we're so far away, I'm angling, I'm rotating, he's not going to get a chance to return fire. So again, best case scenario, again, North Carolina dies, we've done damage, and we're still alive without having taken any in return. So as we reposition here, one of the enemy cruisers shows up on the flank again. So again, I just area deny torps, and I actually kind of move away here because this is a fight that I really cannot win with, you know, a cruiser with significantly more health than me. So I area deny and move away, and I actually have a teammate here who's in much better shape to deal with this cruiser. So I let him take the lead on this one and kind of push that flank. The cruiser will reappear and will have turned around, so he actually doesn't end up pushing our flank here. He actually, you know, turns completely around and starts heading the other direction. I try to get a volley off here, but I don't give enough lead for the speed of the cruiser, so I actually end up missing. But my teammate over there is actually able to land a few hits on the cruiser as the cruiser is trying to get away. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually moving in a position to intercept that cruiser. There's that little gap in those islands over there. So if he decides to run through that channel to come out this side, I will actually be in a perfect position to probably kill him before he could get some shots on me. But he actually doesn't make it that far. My teammate over there is actually able to successfully kill him and get him removed from the match, which secures our flank over there for the time being. You know, at this moment too, I'm keeping an eye on the score. If you notice, it's really even. It's a really back and forth match right now, and it's looking like it's going to come down to the wire. So me staying alive is now becoming even more and more important. So again, with that cruiser dead, I decide to go ahead and rotate, you know, head back towards our base to kind of just defend it. I get some good angles here over the island on the enemy battleship there. Some of my shots weren't necessarily on point, but I did land a few, so able to continue to output damage while not, you know, I'm in a position where they cannot return fire. That is your goal when you have, you know, as low health as we do right here, is to get damage out without getting any in return. So using terrain, using cover, using teammate smokescreen, stuff like that is a good idea. So we're able to use this kind of dip in the mountain to get several volleys downrange without any threat of return fire. So as we do that, go ahead and again continue to move towards our cap. I kind of want to sit, at the back of our cap, still within range of enemy ships if I need to be, because as you can see, we're basically trading kills. Every time we get one, they get one, so the score is pretty close. So I'm kind of being like a back end rover, helping spotting if I can. So you'll see an enemy battleship pop up here in this channel. So I'll actually, do the area deny torps again, just in case he tries to push. While also getting some volleys with the main guns downrange and using these islands here to help, not be spotted. So we get spotted here for a second, and then we drop detection. So I've got a full volley downrange, and he has no chance to return fire. And then as we pass the island, he'll pop up again. The guns are reloaded, so we'll go ahead and get another shot on him at this point. Now here, he realizes that that's us shooting at him. So when we turn around, my plan is to turn around to do the same thing again with these islands while he's kind of exposed out there in the middle. But if you'll notice, his guns now are all looking pretty much right at us. So if I were to fire and get detected, even for a second, there's a good chance he'll get a volley off, and one hit from that will kill us. So I decide to hold fire, not risk getting detected, especially with all of his guns aiming at me, until I get to a spot where I know we won't be spotted. So he actually drops detection there, so I go ahead and take a shot over the mountain real quick, and then he's actually spotted again, and we're in a spot where we can shoot. But all of a sudden I get detected, and I'm like, well, that's weird. And it's because another destroyer has come through. I have no idea how I survived this. This destroyer should have killed me. I actually go ahead and throw my spotter plane or my fighter plane because I'm anticipating to die. So the fighter plane will stay up even after I'm dead. So I launch it right in the middle of our cap, which means if he was to kill me and try to push the cap, there's a plane he has to deal with, which may spot him. But he ends up missing. I end up dodging, getting some lucky dodges there. He doesn't hit me at all, and I drop detection. So again, some more questionable destroyer play. The German DD at the beginning should have killed us, and this one should have definitely killed us. But I'm able to dodge and make him miss, and now my teammate again is in a better position to deal with him, so he's going to rush his smoke. He does have hydro and torps, obviously, so to try and flush him out, and I've moved to kind of a support position if I'm needed. And you'll see my teammate here just, pretty much two volley, just absolutely destroy the destroyer. Unfortunately, though, right after he kills him, he's going to take an unfortunate shell. He takes massive damage there, and then as the destroyer dies, he's going to get one last shell that hits him, and it starts a fire that he can't put out. So my teammate is perma-fired and is going to die. We get a nice torp dodge here, single torp beat. But my teammate is going to die, but he's been able to kill the destroyer, which was really their last chance at capping us. But we've essentially traded. So if you look at the points, we have a decent point lead, and we have the ship lead. So really, it's everybody just stay alive, be smart, and we can win this. I'm staying in the back, staying in our cap, providing support where I can. But at this point, me being alive is more important than me doing damage or foolishly rushing in. So situational awareness is a big deal in this game. Making sure that what's going on with your teammate and the enemies. So by looking at the score, me dying gives them a chance. So I'm like, all right, we're just gonna stay in the back. We're gonna help spot and shoot if needed. And then our North Carolina does literally the worst thing he could possibly do over there. He's charging in. He doesn't ram. He doesn't kill anyone. He basically just gets annihilated without doing anything. So he just hands the enemy team a kill, which makes this match go from we've pretty much got it to now it's in question, because the points are going to swing to where now they are close enough that if one of us dies, they would actually take the lead. So the North Carolina is going to die here in a second, and you'll see what I mean with the point swing. Boom, right there. All of a sudden we went from having a comfortable lead to, okay, this is no longer a sure thing. And so I start to assess my teammates. Crap, I've got no health. The battleship in front of me there has no health. And then our Tirpitz is kind of stuck in the channel there close to 3 enemy ships, and he's got half health. So now it's, okay, we need to really be careful. So my battleship in front of me has done the smart thing. He's kind of backed away. He's staying undetected. I'm doing the same, and I'm just hoping that this Tirpitz is kind of aware of what's going on. You know, I think chat's yelling at him too not to rush. So he's backing up, trying to be safe over there. And I'm just, at this point, I'm trying to get around this island so I can spot that enemy battleship that's in the channel here to see if maybe we can take him out, or at least spot him for the Tirpitz there to try and help. And as I get around this island, we will actually spot him, and I'm gonna take a chance. Once he pops up, he'll be in range, and he'll actually have his guns and his attention focused to the Tirpitz. Once I see that, and he's got hardly any health, you know, I have confidence in my aim, so we go ahead and open up with some volleys, and I actually land a really good hit here. Unfortunately, he does have his damage control off cooldown, so he's able to stop that fire and not die. And instantly I'm targeted, so it's like, crap, you know, I was hoping for a one-shot fire kill there. I'm having to turn and dodge. I actually dodged the AP shells here from the other battleship right here. And then watch the dispersion on these shells coming my way. 3 of them miss, and bang. One shell out of nowhere hits me, starts a fire. Luckily, I had my finger pretty much on the R key, and I was able to instantly put out the fire. We have 40 health. If that fire would have ticked one more time, we would have been dead. So as we were shooting the Friedrich, he actually was killed. I think the Tirpitz actually finished him off. So now I've killed an enemy ship. I survived. I gave us our point spread back, and now we're pretty much game over. The game is counting down. It's over. We won. So that's pretty much how you survive and be effective in a ship with no health, and actually end up winning the game for the team. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great rest of your day.